Hello, Salaam Alaikum and good evening. Welcome to tonight's episode of Talking Point. I'm your host, Syed Neaz Ahmad. In our studios today, we have a gentleman who has devoted his large part of life in business, politics and philanthropy. He is a devoted charity supporter and social worker. Welcome to the show, sir, Mr. Enam Haque Choudhury. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, we are honored that you have come all the way from Swindon, 3 hours journey. And well, today the weather is quite good.
Yeah, it is. And it's a great privilege and honor for me to be on your show.
Well, it's a privilege for us to have you on the show. And Mr. Choudhury was born in Bangladesh. He studied there, and then in 1986 he came to United Kingdom. He has studied business management at Luton. After graduation from Luton University, he moved to Swindon. In Swindon, I think you were attracted to some sort of business. Yeah. And let me hear from you.
Yeah, as you already said that I was born and studied in Bangladesh. And before arriving to the United Kingdom in 1986, I was studying in Luton University, and then I moved to Swindon. And when I moved to Swindon, I was working in a catering industry, and from that, in 1991, I was established my first business.
It was a takeaway.
It was a
Indian takeaway.
Yeah, Ganges Indian takeaway, and it's British curry. I used
Did
to
you have British curry then?
Yeah, it wasn't a British curry in that time. That was a combined Bangladeshi and Indian. Yes. Concept was in that time. And as soon as I started, within 12 months, it became
quite a successful
instant
takeaway.
Instant hit in the local community in the area. And then it gave me the confidence and inspiration to start the second one, which was in
the sit-down dinner place.
Yeah, dinner place, 1993, and move on from there.
Do you still have both of them?
I have both of them, but not the takeaway I have at the moment. At the moment, it's a fried chicken and chips shop, about 10 years. But I run about 17 years on that one. But I have still the restaurant one, which is I started in 1993. We are celebrating this year 25th anniversary of that restaurant.
Well, I understand that all these so-called Indian restaurants, 95% owned by our dear good Bangladeshis, are facing problems of staff shortage and chefs and all that, but we'll talk about that later. As you said, that realizing the opportunities in catering industry, you moved to Swindon, you established your takeaway business, and then it was a hit. So you moved to a better concept of sit-down dinner place, the same name you kept, Indian, Ganges Indian restaurant. And that was a success, and you will be celebrating 25 years of that. See. This business of yours, this Ganges Indian restaurant, it has won many awards, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. It has. We were when we started in 1993 the restaurant. Within a year, we were the best Indian and Bangladeshi restaurant in total Wiltshire, which was about the food critics of Swindon Advertiser. It's a local English paper, mainstream paper, and it has a food critics page, which they do every month, supplementary, and they went to about 30 outlets.
Restaurants, yes.
Yeah, and they found our one is 10 out of 10.
Yes.
And it was a very big hit in that
But
time.
they have different criteria, isn't it? I mean, it has to be.
Yeah.
The decor, the
That's right.
presentation,
Yeah,
the taste,
the flavor. Yeah,
the
that's right. Yeah,
everything.
and the
See,
price as well,
of course,
obviously.
you
Yeah,
see.
and quality as well.
I mean, you have your interest not only just in business interest, not only in the catering industry, but you also have in property in the UK and also Bangladesh, and you established a group, MIJ Group.
Yeah.
Founder of MIJ Group, you're chairman and CEO of Green Tech Developers UK, and which won a contract by the ICT Ministry of Bangladesh to develop a software park at Janata Towers in Dhaka. You're also interested in establishing a quality five-star like hotel in Sylhet, and you are part of the Dhaka Regency.
Alhamdulillah,
right?
yes.
Alhamdulillah. See, so you have varied interests.
Yeah, first about 10, 12 years, I was very much involved with the restaurant catering business. And then I realized that I have various, I got an entrepreneurship. I found it. I had a course, short course from the Bath University. It was 6-month course, and I had that course, and then I started to find
Explore
out
the world.
Explore the world. Yeah, and first I started with MIJ Group, which is MIJ is my eldest boy's first
Initials, yes.
first name. So I thought I kept that name, and I started with MIJ Investment, which is various properties, companies, equity. I started with it. Alhamdulillah, still there, and it's not a limited or anything. It's just a sole traders that company. And then I start with investment again with the properties. So I used to do commercial properties, mostly restaurant and the pizza shops. So I buy the building,
The
freehold, and then I get the permission because sometimes some places is hard to get a A3 or a call nowadays A5 permission. So I have a expertise
Right.
to get the permission.
Right.
Alhamdulillah. So I get the permission and then lease it to the big companies like Pizza Go-Go, Domino's Pizza, Subway, and they take for a 25 years, 20 years lease. And
Those
I get
are
the rent.
franchises, but you don't run the
No,
franchise.
I
right?
just
You
I just own the building
Property.
and I get the rent.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is this Green Tech Developers? Of course,
Yeah,
this
it
explains that this is a software company.
Yeah, it doesn't explain the software company. It's a green tech developer, but it's a something with the green.
Yeah.
So what was that in that time that I had a concept that in that time was a very environmental things are coming out
Yep.
worldwide, globally. And so I thought I do some development and some investment with the where is environment is their priority,
Yes.
those companies. So I started with that one,
Yeah.
and then 2009 when we have Bangladesh have a civil government, and I thought that and they had one concept which is PPP, public-private partnership. So and they were looking for a software development companies to develop a park, small park, and that was in 2010. I bid for that jointly with another partner in Bangladesh. So my Green Tech was 50% and the Bangladeshi company was 50%, and we took the Janata Tower. As you know, it has very big history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got that as a software park to develop under private-public partnership.
It's still
And,
there.
It's still there. Yeah.
We were talking about British curry, see, and I asked you that did you have British curry then? See, But this concept of when we have Bangladeshi curry and Indian curry and the Mughlai curry and all that, see. But what is British curry really? I mean, is there something or is it just a name?
No, what it is, when I came to this country first, this late 80s, so when because when I was studying in Luton, at the same time I was working in a part-time in a restaurant as a waiter. So I found that time that everyone is saying Indian curry, Indian restaurant, Indian takeaway. But the customer sometimes ask me, where are you from? Then I said, I'm from Bangladesh. So sometimes, where is the owner from? So from Bangladesh. Where is the chef from? From Bangladesh. So why we here the Indian restaurant? Are you selling Bangladeshi food? I said, yes, we do. We have a Bangladeshi food as well. Rice we eat, there's chapati, naan bread, lot of things in there. Curries as well, Bangladeshi curries as well in that time. So I thought, yes, it is Bangladeshi and Indian mixed, but why we call it Indian? Because it was, Bangladesh was in a part of India, subcontinent. So that's why it is very easy to identify the Indian, and that's why it is Indian. But Alhamdulillah, after that time, our industries who was leading curry industry, they were trying to change the name, and Alhamdulillah, nowadays the customer knows that is 95%.
Even if the name is like Ganges or Gandhi, it is Bangladeshi.
Bangladesh, yeah. So nowadays you don't say that
it's Indian, but but still, I mean, the newspapers and
they still carry on the Indian, but sometimes they do as well Bangladeshi. They said Bangladeshi. So that's why I think our leaders, they are working hard to make a concept which is British curry.
Yes.
That's why it comes to British curry is you don't need to say Bangladeshi, Indian, Pakistani. You said just a British curry because it's cooked with a British way.
Yeah. But will the ingredients be different for British curry?
It will be. It is the same ingredient, but just a concept
from
one to another. Yeah, it's moving one direction to another direction. That's all.
Yes, more acceptable.
More acceptable to the mainstream.
Yep, and they feel happy that this is
British.
They feel happy. Yeah, this has not come from India.
No, and nowadays you know that just 3-4 days ago I had a meeting. I was invited in Foreign Office, and the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, he was saying that we export various things to the various countries, Commonwealth countries. And I told him, I was just in front of him, and I said, yeah, we export curry to the India. And he was laughed.
Yes, I mean, this has become the staple food, the national dish, but I think we have some problems in the industry, isn't it, catering industry?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's getting worse day by day. I remember, I recall that about 10 years ago, we had a local group, restaurant owner group, and we found in that time the staff, very short staff in Swindon areas. And we just sat down in a restaurant and we thought that what we can do. So we called the local paper and we told, and we get together and I told them that we are having a staff shortage.
Mr. Choudhury, we need to have a break right now, and then when we come back, we'll continue the same discussion.
Okay.
Thank you for being with us. We'll be back soon after this short break. Thank you.